Hi everyone and welcome back to a new video on Realizations. We have just 4 months left for CAT. And right now you're probably in one of these two situations. Maybe you started your preparation just 1 or 2 months ago and still have a huge portion of the syllabus left to complete. And you're wondering, how do I manage my time between the syllabus and when do I start giving mocks? Or you could be in the second situation, which is that you started your preparation early this year and you're almost close to completing the syllabus. Maybe you've even started giving a couple of mocks and your main question is, how do I actually improve my scores from here? Even though both of these groups have exactly 4 months left for the exam, their strategies for these remaining months will be completely different. And that's exactly what we'll be covering in this video. Two very different strategies for two very different sets of people, but with just 4 months left for CAT. If you're new here, hi, I'm Riya and I make videos about CAT, MBA and upskilling. Not in a genius all-knowing kind of way, but like an elder sister who's been through it and now she's sharing what she knows. If that interests you, then definitely consider subscribing because it just takes 2 seconds for you. Now let's get back. This video is divided into two parts. First, we'll discuss what you should be doing if you've completed less than half the syllabus, and then we'll move on to the strategy for people who've completed almost 80 to 90% of the syllabus. So before you copy anyone else's study plan, figure out which category you belong to, and then let's build out the strategy for you. Part 1, if you're less than halfway through the syllabus. If you're someone who just started preparing 1 to 2 months ago and are less than halfway through the syllabus, especially in quant, then this part is for you. One piece of advice that I keep hearing everywhere is start giving mocks immediately. Don't wait to finish the syllabus. But I don't completely agree with that, because there is a difference between giving the mock to learn something and giving the mock that ends up hurting your confidence. Imagine you've covered only 40 to 50% of the quant syllabus, which is true for you, and you sit for giving a full-length mock test. Naturally, half of the questions will be from the topics that you have never even looked at. Now, if you score badly, what exactly did you learn? Not that your strategy was bad or your time management needs work. The only thing you learned is that your syllabus isn't complete, something that you already knew. And unfortunately, this is where most students start to spiral. I started too late, this exam is not meant for me, others are scoring 70, 80, I'm not even scoring 50, maybe I'm not cracking CAT this year. No. Scoring low at this stage does not mean that you're not capable of getting into a good B school. It simply means that your preparation is not at the stage where giving full-length mock accurately measures your ability. These are two very different things, and here's what I would recommend to you. Focus on completing around 75 to 80% of the syllabus as your first priority. For quant specifically, I'd wait until I've covered 70 to 75% of the syllabus comfortably before I'll seriously start giving sectional or full-length mocks to judge my performance. Now, this does not mean to avoid sectional mocks completely. You can absolutely start giving DILR or VRC mocks because these do not require a fixed syllabus to be completed. They are more skill-based and you can start building the strategies for these subjects. But please don't force yourself into full-length mocks just because everyone around you is doing that. Your preparation should follow your progress, not anyone else's timeline. And one more thing here, this does not mean that you should go slow now. Instead, what I mean is that since you started late, you should now put in all the effort to fast pace your syllabus to complete the topics. If you're someone who's looking for a resource to solve all CAT past question papers in one place, then check out OSWAAL Books 25 Years Solved Papers Question Bank. It's 100% updated with CAT 25 years papers, all 3 slots, fully solved, with over 2400 plus chapter-wise extensive practice questions and 3 sample question papers. There are crisp recaps after every chapter with smart mind maps, mnemonics, and concept videos. It also has valuable exam insights with tips, tricks, shortcuts, and how you can ace the exam, plus a lot of revision notes and smart shortcuts that you could copy in your revision notebook. The book also has previous year's subjective trend analysis to give you an idea of what to expect. Plus, a lot of questions come with a QR code next to it that you can scan and it'll take you to a YouTube video where that problem has been solved in detail. Check out the description of the video for the links and additional discounts. Now let's get back to the video. Now let's talk about the second group. If your syllabus is largely complete, congratulations, because now you've entered the completely different part of your preparation. At this point, your score isn't going to increase because you learned a new formula. It's going to improve because you started working on your exam attempting strategy. For the next 4 months, you should focus on these 3 things. First, building your section attempting strategy. Second, revising concepts repeatedly. And third, identifying and fixing your weak sections. One mistake I see many students making is to assume that attempting most questions or all questions will automatically mean a higher percentile. That's not the case. CAT rewards accuracy, not attempts. In the last few years, students scoring a 99 percentile are typically attempting 45 to 50 questions with a very high accuracy, not all 68 questions. If you try to attempt all, your accuracy will automatically decrease, which means your goal shouldn't be how should I attempt everything. It should be which questions give me the highest probability of getting the highest marks. That's a completely different mindset. In fact, I'd recommend working backwards. Start with your target percentile, then figure out roughly how many attempts and what level of accuracy is needed to get to that percentile. And you can use past year's data to figure it out. Here I'm showing it on the screen. Pause it and have a look. And the second thing you should start doing is giving sectional mocks, all 3 sections, DILR, VRC and Quant. Not just to improve your score, but to understand yourself and how you attempt the paper. Do you perform better when you cover RCs first or VA first? Do you solve games or tournaments faster or arrangement type of problems? Is data interpretation your strength or weakness? In quants, what should be your scanning strategy before you actually start attempting? These aren't questions that anyone else can answer for you. Your mocks will. And finally, don't copy anyone else's paper attempting strategy blindly. First, try to come up with your own strategy that comes naturally to you. See where you're losing marks and only then borrow anyone else's ideas, your friends, toppers or any mentors. Because your paper attempting strategy is personal. The best strategy is not something that worked for last year's topper who scored 99.9 percentile. It's a strategy that consistently works for you, that you've developed over the number of mocks that you've given. So if there's anything I want you to take from this video, it's this. Stop asking what's the 4-month CAT strategy. Instead, ask what's the right strategy for me given where I am at my preparation today. Because there's no one fixed strategy. For students who are still completing the syllabus versus students who have already started mocks, their strategies will be completely different and you have to understand that. And that's okay, because even if you started your CAT prep just 1 to 2 months ago, you can still finish your syllabus by September, October and start giving mocks from October and fully November. Don't waste your energy comparing your mock scores or your timelines with anyone else around you. Focus on how you can improve your preparation by 1% every day. 4 months is still a long time. If you stay consistent, if you believe in the work that you're putting it will all add up. Tell me in the comments which section do you belong to and what are you struggling with. I read every single comment and try my best to answer as many of them as possible. Till then, like, share, subscribe and I'll see you in the next one. All the best.